guys could tell by today's title and thumbnail, we are doing 3 looks, 3 palettes. I have not done this video in so long and it feels so good to sit down and just play with some new eyeshadow palettes. So grab a snack, bestie, grab a drink, and we're gonna go ahead and dive right on in. All right, besties, you know, so funny is originally I did a 3 looks, 3 palettes video a couple weeks ago, and it just never saw the light of day because I accidentally deleted the footage of 2 of the palettes I was reviewing. It was the, oh my God. What's the brand's name? Simply Posh Cosmetics Strawberry Fields palette, and like the Nomad Cosmetics like festival palette. I did videos on this. I did shorts, which you guys did see, but like I did long form. It got deleted, so it just never saw the light of day. But we are doing it again. Hopefully I don't delete this footage. So for the first palette, we're gonna be reviewing the brand new Artitude Cosmetics Equinimity palette. I think that's how you say this right here. Now I am pre-filming this, so I don't know when this is launching or the price points. I will have them listed down in the description because guys, by the time you guys are watching this collection would have already been revealed. But we do have the brand new Equinimity palette right here. Now this palette is the first palette that went into production after Brooks lost her grandmother, so she is actually dedicating this one to her. It said that this palette is full of bright, joyful colors with a summery sunset color story to uplift you towards peace and tranquility through the language of color. It says Equinimity is dedicated to my grandmother who was our family's anchor and rock and always showed us the way forward. So I think it's actually really sweet that they are absolutely doing that. I love Arttitude Cosmetics so much. The Brooks is just truly incredible, and I'm just so excited to dive into this palette here. Like I said, I hope I'm saying that name right. I do love the outside unit carton, so it does look like this. I realized I didn't even show you. It looks like this, right? Super freaking cute. You take that off right here, and you're going to have this beautiful Equinimity palette right here along with this gorgeous 16 pan color story. Now it does say that serenity is not freedom from the storm, but finding peace within it. I think it's actually really sweet. So since this is a summer palette, like a summer like sunset palette, kind of like what's described, I kind of want like a sunset look. So we're actually going to dive into this shade right here called Anchor. I hope I do this look justice. I have an idea in my head, but I don't know if it's going to come out the way that I want to, because sometimes I could do good work and other times you're looking at me like, are you sure you know how to do makeup? I'm like, I promise I do. I promise I do. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this right here. But yeah, I cannot believe that I literally filmed like a 3 looks, 3 palette, and I deleted 2 of the footage. Didn't even think about it until afterwards. I was like, oh my God. So those palettes never saw the light of day, and I felt so bad. But like I also never got around to reviewing like the Blend Bunny Cosmetics collection, the DeDe Signature Chrome collection, the Beauté Bar like Arca Color collection. I never got around to viewing any of those palettes because I literally got them right as I was moving, and then by the time that I finally settled in, those palettes have been like reviewed plenty of times, and I don't know, I just never got around to doing them. Eventually I will show them in some way, shape, or form, whether it's like a chatty get ready with me or like a shop my stash. I'll still do something with them, but I'm so late to the game at this point. I'm like, does anyone even care? I felt so bad. And I like reached out to all the owners too, like, hey, I am so sorry. And all of them are so sweet, so cool, and very understanding. So I thought that was actually really nice of them. But wow, that color is laying down really beautifully. I'm gonna try to buff out the edge because I want to do like a really pretty like sunset look. At least I hope it comes out pretty, because Lord knows, like I have visions in my head and then sometimes I can't fulfill them. Okay, so right on top of that shade, I do want to go into this really beautiful shade right here called Energy. And I'm going to take that, I'm going to blend that right on top. I love a good sunset look, especially during the summer season, because it just reminds me of being at the beach. And you know what's sad is that me and Corey went actually and saw Paige and Jarvis yesterday for the first time. We haven't seen Paige and Jarvis since December, and we met their new baby boy, Arlo. It was so much fun to see them, but we were talking because we went to Jack's Beach essentially, and not to go to the beach, but like just to go eat the restaurants around there. And I looked at Corey and I was like, you know, we haven't been to the beach all summer. Like we literally, Corey and I used to go to the beach all the time, like once a week, and we have not gone at all, nor have we gone to the pool. Like we haven't done any summer activities, and I think it's just because we've been so busy working that we just haven't really thought about it. Now I did buy a splash pad for my dogs because I really wanted them to enjoy the splash pad, more so enjoyment for myself too, and they seem to, well, Kaya seems to like it. Koa could care less about it. He absolutely hates it. But Kaya seemed to really enjoy the splash pad, but we have to be very careful because I told you guys that she has a fistula in her foot, so she has an open wound. So she really can't be standing in the water. She really can't be getting her foot wet, period. But like, you know, I told my vets, I'm like, listen, it's the summer season. I want her to be a dog. I want her to live her life. I'd hate to think that she can't do anything because of her foot. Like, I understand we're taking a risk. We have to find a way to wrap it, which we've been doing, but I just want her to live her life. And so that, I feel like that's the closest like summer activity that we've been doing. We've also been grilling because we finally got a grill, because like we had a grill at our old apartment. And we used to grill on our patio at our old apartment, but then a new fire marshal took over and saw our grill in our patio, and they told the leasing office, and the leasing office wouldn't have cared, but I guess it's a fire hazard. So they sent us a letter like 2 years ago saying that like we had to get rid of the grill that we had on our patio, otherwise we could face eviction. So we had to get rid of it. So we got rid of our grill, and we finally just bought a new one, and we were grilling, and it's been so nice. It's been so nice. I'm going to go into this shade right here called Spirit to help to blend right on top of that. I'm trying to do like a sunset vibe on the lid. We'll see how well it does. Let's see how well I do, because like, I don't know if I'm doing a good job or not. So yeah, that's been really nice. But yeah, we haven't really done too much like summer activities at all, and I really want to. I really want to go to the beach. I really want to go to the pool. I haven't done any of that, and I really, really, really need to. Me and Corey were just talking about that yesterday. Okay, I hope that you guys can see that I'm trying my best to blend that as best as possible. We're going to trust the process, because normally it looks really messy, but we're going to trust the process. I'm going to go back into that first shade, Anchor, and I'm just going to tap this right here. And then right next to that shade, I'm going to go into the shade right here called Aura. I feel like that'd be really pretty to take this shade. Oh my god, yeah, look at it. Let me see if I can grab my mirror. It's really pretty. And we're going to put that literally right here. Tap it in. Right next to that Aura shade, I do want to go into the shade right here. Really pretty like orangey shade. Oh, it's a definitely different formula. We're going to put that kind of like right here, like so. And then I'm going to go into this beautiful shade right here called Alignment right here. How pretty that is. I'll put that right here. Then I'm going to take this shade right here called Care. And we're going to line that along our upper waterline so you can mix it with our false lashes. Like this really pretty dark blue. So pretty. Definitely still kind of fits like the sunset vibes. Let me go ahead and clean this up. We're going to do the other eye off of camera. We're going to come back with lashes on to kind of see how it looks. I'm going to do the under eye together, but so far I do think it looks really pretty. I hope I'm kind of fitting the sunset vibe as best as I can. Okay, so now the makeup is on, we're going to go into the under eye. So for the under eye, what do I want to do? I kind of want to like low-key stick to what I was doing because I think it's like really pretty. So I'm going to go into the shade Anchor one more time, and we're going to really put that right along my waterline. So I feel like it'd be really pretty to kind of do that. And I think I could do like either like a yellow or like a violet color eyeliner. So I'm going to stick this literally right here. I will blend that out with this shade called Presence. Very, very lightly blend that pretty pink shade. And then right next to that, I'm going to go blend it out with this shade right here called Patience. I feel like that'd be really pretty to kind of softly blend that with that. And then I think that's going to kind of complete it for the under eye, and then we'll do the inner corner. So I think I'm just going to softly buff this very lightly. It's not going to do much, but to softly blend out this yellow, this pink. To do the inner corner, we're going to go into this shade right here called Clarity. I think that'd be really pretty as an inner corner shade. So right here. And then for the brow bone, let's go into the shade right here called Duality. Right here, this really pretty shade. I'm just going to lightly take this, very lightly. I'm just going to kind of tap it on. Just tap. Okay, so then for highlighters, I do have two new highlighters from Arttitude Cosmetics. You guys know I really do enjoy their highlighters. So the first shade we have is called Elevation, and it's going to look like this. I don't know if you guys can see, kind of like how it's like a yellow to pink, like a very light like orangey yellow pink highlighter. It doesn't have the same quality as their other highlights do. This is the shade called Harmonization right here. Let's see how this one looks. Okay. That's how that one looks. Not gonna lie, these are very, very, very different qualities compared to their other highlights. Their other highlights are like super blinding. Like, let me show you. Like, this is the shade Transition. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. Oh, I love this formula more than I like these two. These two seem very, very lackluster and they don't have a lot of pigmentation to them. I know it's because they're a big formula or what, but we'll try this shade right here. This is going to be the shade called Harmonization. We'll try it before we judge it. But so far, first impression, just based on swatching, it doesn't look like it's going to be that good, but let me try it. It just kind of gives you like a glow from within. Not a big fan of this, not going to lie. Yeah, I like barely see it on my cheek. That is barely giving any pigment whatsoever. Not a fan of that. So I'm actually going to go into the shade Transition because this is so freaking pretty. And we're going to put that right on top because this is just a gorgeous, like, look at that. Look how it automatically adds that beautiful shift and that like beautiful highlight. Like, I love a highlight like that. That to me is gorgeous. Now, there's nothing wrong with having like a lit from within glow, but it needs to have more pigmentation, and these just seem a little bit lackluster, and that's just kind of sad because I really, really love their old formula. Hopefully they could bring that back, or maybe it's just a fluke, I don't know, but that it's what's giving. That I prefer so much more. So I'm just gonna go into the Glamlite Caramel Frappe Lip Kit right here. You guys know how much I love the Glamlite lip kits. They are just top tier. And I feel like this like orangey, bronzy color will be perfect for the summer look. Right, now that the lips are on, this is going to be the final look right here. Let me go ahead and zoom you guys out and give you guys my quick thoughts on this palette before we go to look number 2. Alrighty, besties, so this is going to be the final look right here. I do think it actually looks really beautiful. Like, I feel like it definitely looks like a summer sunset. I really like how the vibe is turning out. Like, it feels really bronzy, very summery. And I think it's really beautiful. So this is going to be the Equinimity palette from Arttitude Cosmetics. Like I said, I don't know how much this retails for, but I will have it listed down in the description. You guys can use code Allie, save you guys 10% off of anything and everything Arttitude Cosmetics. And I have to say, it's really beautiful. I really like how this turned out. Now, at first, when I first saw the palette, I was like, okay, what do I do? Because it's kind of like an assortment of colors just kind of thrown in here, and I was like, how do I create something really beautiful out of this? And then I just really stopped to think about what this palette's about, and I was like, I know. And I really love how it turned out. I think that she did such a beautiful job with this. I think it really does capture like kind of like the end of the summer season. I think she really does capture like a sunset vibe with this, and I really love that this is gonna be dedicated to her grandmother. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I think she did a really beautiful job with it. Now, the only thing I'm not a big fan of is these two highlighters. I think the highlighters are kind of lackluster compared to her previous highlighter formula. I'm not really sure what's going on here. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a baked formula or what, but it barely gave me any pigment, so I'm not really a big fan of this. I kind of wish she goes back to the other formula because that was immaculate in my personal opinion. And I know people do have different tastes. Some people really love a baked, you know, a lip from within type of glow. I like more present in your face. So that's why I'm not the biggest fan of these, but I know other people out there who do like this type of style highlighter would really enjoy this. This one's just not for me. But with that said, besties, now we're gonna move on to look number 2. All right, guys, so now we're on to palette number 2, and today I'm so excited because we're playing with the brand new On Cloud 9 palette from Bella Beauté Bar. So let me tell you guys what this palette's all about. Meet the brand new On Cloud 9 palette. This is going to contain 7 multi-chrome shimmers, 5 buttery mattes with a beautiful magnetic palette. Now, this does retail for $69, but mind you, it is because of the multi-chromes that are in here. It is going to be launching on July 22nd at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I am so excited because I'm going to do 2 different eye looks today. So we're going to dive into this because I cannot wait. You guys know how much I love Bella Beauté Bar. So on this eye, I'm going to go into, let's see. Let's go into the shade right. I truly cannot read this font. Wow. Oh my god. Well, shit. Citrus? I don't know what this says. Like, this is in cursive and it's tiny and it's like a white shade. I can't read that, but we're going to go into this shade right here because I really want to play with that. I cannot believe I cannot read that. That is so sad. Oh no, besties, I'm at that stage in life where I can't read shade names. Okay, I am so excited to finally sit down and play with this because, like I said, I was not able to do the arc of color because when I got that, I was literally in the process of moving. So by the time I was able to settle in and get the palette and whatnot, like, I feel like it had already been passed. People have already seen so many different views on it. So I just ended up not doing anything with it. I still have it, and I still eventually will do something with it. I will feature in like a chatty get ready with me, a shop my stash style video, because I do want to show it off because it is absolutely gorgeous and it deserves to have its moment. Do you know what I mean? So I definitely will get into playing with all the palettes I did not show off this year that I did buy and or received in PR. We're gonna go into this beautiful shade right here to help to blend that right on top. I'm gonna do 2 different eye looks, I think. That's what I wanna do today. I haven't done 2 different eye looks in a hot moment anyway, so I feel like that'd be really fun to do. And then right next to that, I'm gonna go into this shade right here, and we're gonna put this in the outer V. I'm gonna try to use as much shadows in this palette as best as possible. I will say, based upon swatching this palette, the formula feels incredible. The mattes feel super soft and buttery, but it's those shimmers. They feel incredible, like truly incredible. And I'm noticing there's not really any fallout with this, so I am really excited about that. Right next to that shade, I am gonna go into this shade right here. Again, could not tell you what this says, but just want to show you how beautiful this shade is. Oh my god, it's so creamy. So creamy. Like that. And we're going to actually put that right here. Now, I do not suffer from oily lids, but in case you do, just be mindful that these are probably going to be really, really emollient. They're going to be super, super soft, so you might have the ability to flake and or crease if you have really oily lids. So if that's the case, definitely put down some some glitter glue or something to really lock that base in. But that is looking so pretty. Right next to that, I do want to go into this shade right here. Like, look at how pretty that is. And I'm going to do it like right down the middle so you can see just how gorgeous this is. It's so pretty. We're gonna place this literally right here. We're gonna start to blend those shades together. That's gonna be so pretty. And then we're gonna go into this beautiful shade right here. Like, I am desperate to play with this shade. It is so pretty. And we're gonna put that literally right here. What I like about the shadows kind of being like side by side is that you can kind of go onto either one side or the other. You can kind of mix your finger right in the middle to really get the beautiful full effect of that. So to me, that is looking so pretty. Wow, that is looking so gorgeous. Okay, let me do the other eye because I really want to play with some of the other shadows in here, but let me just show you just how beautiful that eye look is. It is so pretty. Okay, then for this eye, we're going to go into this beautiful shade right here. We're going to kind of do the exact same thing that we just did, but over on this eye. I have to say, I am really loving, oh, I need my tape, how this palette is performing so far. It is performing so beautifully, and wow. I need to pluck my eyebrows. Oh my god. Okay, right next to that shade, let's blend it out with this. I think this one's called Euphoria. Oh no, besties, I might need some glasses. I don't really know. I definitely know I need readers. I've talked to you guys about that before. They definitely need readers, but this font is a little bit difficult to read. I'm not gonna lie. I'm struggling with it just a tad, so I'm just gonna be pointing to the shades because I truly don't know what they're saying. It's a really pretty shade. Makes it really pretty for like transition shades for sure. That is so pretty. Okay, so then for this side, we're gonna go back into that deeper purple. I'm going to tap that in literally right here. I'm going to take this beautiful shade right here. Oh my god, this is so pretty. Look how pretty that is. And we're going to literally put that right here. And then right next to that shade, I do want to take this shade right here. It's like a little trio. Do you see that? So pretty. It's going to look like this. It's going to look like so. That's so pretty. And we're going to put that literally right next to this. Ooh, it's a pinky too. It's a pinky hue. And then right in the little center, we're going to go into this shade right here. This little two-tone shade right here. Going right down the center too. It looks like it's green to pink, depending on how you look at it. That is so pretty. So pretty. Okay, now we're going to take that and we're going to put that literally right here. Okay, so this is how it's looking right now. I'm going to quickly do my face off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so to finish off the under eyes, we're going to go back into this palette again. I'm going to go back into this deep shade right here. And we're going to place that literally right along our waterline because I feel like it'd be really pretty to kind of replicate like what we did up top, but towards the bottom, like right here. So I'm just gonna take this and I'm just gonna push it right here. The only thing I'm doing differently, by the way, in this video is I'm wearing the exact same makeup as I was in the last video. I'm just changing the lip. It's still gonna be a Glam Light lip kit. This one's the French Vanilla one. I'm gonna keep the base the same. That way I can just link it down in the description in case you guys do wanna know what I'm wearing. I'm gonna go into this shade right here to help to blend that out, but I'm gonna keep my base all the same. I'm just gonna change the lips depending on what the eye look is. But yeah, I'm still wearing Glam Light. I'm just wearing the French Vanilla lip kit instead of the hazelnut one that I wore yesterday. Just gonna blend this out. Okay, and then for the other eye, we're gonna go into this shade. We're gonna blend it out with this shade. So I'm trying to utilize as much of this palette as I can, and I think I did a pretty good job doing that. It's so pretty. It doesn't have too much of a fallout, which I'm grateful for. That blends out so beautifully together. So then for the inner corner, we're just gonna go into this beautiful shade right here for both inner corners. That's the only shade that we did not use today. There's a little bit of blue reflect to that. That is gorgeous. Put a little bit on the brow bone. Now that the eye look is done, let's go ahead and look at it with the mirror to see if you guys can see the reflection. Oh my gosh, look at that. Do you guys see that? That is absolutely so beautiful. Like, look at that. Look at the mirror. Do you see that shift? That is truly so beautiful. Again, that is so pretty. I try my hardest to show you guys the shifts. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard, just kind of depending on the lighting. But that is still absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna go zoom you guys out. I'll give you guys my thoughts on this palette before we move on to our third and final palette. Okay guys, so this is the final look right here. I think this turned out absolutely beautiful. First off, look at the packaging. The packaging is phenomenal. Like, I love how beautiful that is. You open up on the inside, you are going to have 12 shades in here. You're going to have 5 mattes and 7 multichromes. And I have to say, I think this is probably one of the softest like shadows that Beauté Bar has ever done. The mattes are so pigmented, but they're also so incredibly soft. They don't really have much fallout, but they blend really beautifully. And then you're going to have those multichromes. They're so creamy, so buttery, very, very emollient in my personal opinion. So they may flake or they may kind of come off a really oily lid. But if you don't, this is going to work really beautifully for you. And if you do have really oily lids, you could definitely use just some glitter glue to lock it down. But I think they did a beautiful job with this. I know that a 12 pan palette for $69 is gonna be more on the steep side, but like I said, it's just because there are 7 multichromes. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I think they did a really good job with this, and I really love how this look turned out. So this is gonna be available on July 22nd at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys can use code Allie, save you guys 10% off, and it feels so good to finally play with the Beauté Bar palettes. Like I said, I did miss the last one, but your girl is back. So with that said, besties, let's move on to the third and final palette. So for our third and final palette, we have the brand new DeDe Signature. This is going to be the Just Art palette. Just Art palette is made for the bold, the creative, and the ones who see makeup as more than beauty. They see it as self-expression. Inspired by the freedom of paint, color, texture, and imagination, this palette brings together vibrant mattes, rich shimmers, artistic pressed pigments, and playful pops of color that let every look become its own masterpiece. Now this does retail for $53. This is actually a magnetic palette as well. And while you may look at this and think that this is just another rainbow palette, there's definitely so much more to this as well. I think this is such a beautiful, beautiful palette. Now this is definitely for those who love a good colorful palette. This is going to be for you. If you're not really on the colorful side, you might not like this, but there are some pops and neutrals in here as well. But this is definitely for those who love color like myself. So I am not really sure what I want to do. I already did like blue looks. I did kind of like sunset vibe looks. I did purple looks. So I'm trying to think of like, what can I do that I haven't done? Maybe I could do like a halo eye. So let's go into the shade right here called Evergreen Ink. I haven't really played with like green in just a minute. I think the color combination I have in my mind, I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. It might not turn out pretty, but you know what? That's the beauty of art. It's subjective. At least that's what I'm going to tell myself, that it's subjective. And I'm literally going to pop it right here on the outer corner. Now I have to say, I absolutely love DeDe Signature. Their formula is just incredible, and the owner is so freaking sweet. So freaking sweet and so apologetic too, because this palette accidentally got delivered to my old address, and I was so fortunate enough to be able to retrieve it from the mailbox. My old leasing company was very kind and allowed me access to my old mailbox. But I did explain the situation to DeDe Signature, and they were just so sweet, so apologetic, and I was like, oh my god, you have nothing to apologize for. Like, it is what it is, you know what I mean? But they were so incredibly kind about the situation as well, so I was really appreciative of it. So I'm really just going to stamp this shade right here. And right on top of that, I kind of want to take the shade right here called Sea Glass to blend that out just a little bit more. I hope what I'm going for works. I don't know. This palette offers such a variety of colors to choose from. Like, you could do so many different looks with this palette. So it's definitely, to me, well worth it in the sense of like, I can create so many beautiful looks with this, but I'm trying to figure out what I really want to do with this so far. Wow, that is laying down so nicely. Okay, so right in the inner corner, I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna be bold, y'all. I'm gonna go into the shade right here called Ochre Wood. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna put that in the inner corner. I'm gonna be a little daring and bold. I feel like there's a team that has these colors. I'm not a football player, but is it Tennessee? Is that the colors? I might deepen it up just enough with burnt brush right here. I think I might deepen it up just enough. It's kind of matching my shirt just a little bit. I'm gonna take a little bit of that and we're gonna put that right here. And then I'm gonna take this really pretty Canvas Pop Yellow and we're gonna use that to buff out the edges as well. Then right next to this green, I'm gonna go into this shade right here called Mixed Medium. That is so pretty. We're gonna take this shade. Oh my God, the formula on these are just incredible. We're gonna start to put this right here. I'm literally just gonna tap it and then I'm gonna buff the two shades together. Okay, so then right next to this orange, we're gonna go into Gold Rush because this is just so pretty. Right here, this is absolutely so stunning. Oh my God, yeah, that is so beautiful. We're gonna put that literally right here. Oh, that's such a cool. I swear to God, this is like a football team color. I think it really is Tennessee. Oh, I did not intend that. Okay, so then kind of like right in the center, I really want to go into the abstract chaos right here. This is so pretty, and I feel like it'd be such a really pretty shade to put like directly in the center. I don't know why. I just really am vibing with this shade. It's like a blue green. And blue just goes really pretty with orange in my opinion, but it also goes really pretty with green. So like it could be like a good little center moment. We're just gonna tap it in and then we're gonna blend it out. The two shades in the center, we're gonna go into this really pretty like sky wash shade right here to kind of put like right in the center as well. Like right here. Take a shade right here called Bare Canvas just to kind of blend everything at the very top together. Okay, so this is how we're looking. I'm gonna take the shade right here called Ink Spill, this like deep brown, and we're gonna use that to line my upper waterline today because you guys know how I like to mix my false lashes with eyeliner, but I just like am not a big fan of eyeliner itself. So we're just gonna go ahead and stamp this. I'm gonna do the other eye off camera, and then for underneath, we might play with like some blues and purples. Okay, so now the eyes are pretty much done. We're gonna go back into this palette once more. So I do wanna be creative. So I'm gonna go into this shade right here called Blueprint because I just feel like that could potentially work with this. I could be crazy here, but I just feel like this could potentially work with this. So let's go ahead and try this out. I just want to see. I am, like I said, wearing the exact same makeup in every single look so that I can keep it consistent. The only thing to change is my lip. I just went in with the Glam Light Vanilla Lip Kit right here. And I went in with the Glam Light Vanilla Lip Kit in my last look. And then my first look, I went in with like, I think the Hazelnut one. So everything else is stay the same, minus the lip kit has changed just a tiny bit, but it's still Glam Light and it's still one of the coffee lip kits. I just wanted to switch it up just a tad. And then I want to blend that out with a little bit of Violet Theory and Soft Sketch. A little bit of Violet Theory and Soft Sketch. I feel like that could work with this, but I'm doing a little bit of a stretch here, Besties. I'm doing a little bit of a stretch, but why not? Why not have just a little bit of fun with this? You know what I mean? So let's softly blend that. And then to blend that out even more, we'll go, like I said, that lavender shade. I feel like that would be so pretty with this. Okay, so then for the brow bone, let's go into this shade right here called Gold Leaf. I feel like that would look really pretty with the brow bone. Just gonna take that. I'm just going to lightly tap that in just right here. I'm gonna go into like a periwinkle blue because I feel like that'd be really pretty with this eye look. Okay, so for the inner corner moment, I'm gonna take this shade right here called Pigment Party, but I'm also gonna mix this shade with it too. So we're gonna go into Pigment Party first. It'd be a little bit too deep for the inner corner. We're gonna trust the process. Hey, Koa. We're gonna trust the process. I'm gonna lightly put this right here. It's a little bit of fallout. What? It's a little bit of fallout on the face. And then I'm gonna take that really pretty Cold Leaf shade. We're gonna kind of mix it right there with it. What is it, Koa? Honey, what? Mommy's filming. And there you have it. That is going to be the final look right there. That is actually turning out really beautiful. I don't think that you're going to see like a difference if I do like that. Yeah, it's not like really any really multi-chromes full much. It's just a little bit more like beautiful shimmers. I mean, I think there are like 1 or 2 multi-chromes in here, but oh my god. Or like dual chromes in here, but it's just more so how beautiful the shimmer is. So let me go ahead and zoom you guys out and we'll go ahead and wrap up this video. Alrighty, besties. So this is going to be the final look right here. And I have to say, this turned out so beautiful. I was a little unsure about the direction that I was going in, but it actually turned out really beautifully. I really loved how this turned out. So here we have the DeDe Signature Just Art palette, and I have to say I absolutely love this palette. I think the reason I love it so much is because you can do so many looks with this. Like I get so inspired when I look at this palette. I'm like, oh my god, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this. You can mix and match, you could do monochromatic looks. There's so much to do with this palette. It's absolutely beautiful. The mattes are really pigmented, they blend like a dream, but it's those shimmers, they just glide right on the lid. I absolutely love it. So like I said, this is gonna be for those who really do love color, but if you aren't doing a bit of color, you could still create something really beautiful, very soft, very neutral, especially with this bottom row right here. You guys truly cannot go wrong with this. So this is going to be available right now. I do believe, like I said, retails for like $53. It is fully magnetic, and you guys can use my code Allie, save you guys at 10% off. So DeDe Signature, thank you so much for sending this my way. I absolutely appreciate you guys. But with that said, besties, that is it for my 3 looks, 3 palettes. We finally completed it. Like I said, the original video, I deleted, but now we officially completed it. So let me know down in the comments below which palette was your favorite, which eye looks was your favorite. I love to hear from you guys, and I cannot wait to do this video again. So with that said, besties, that is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 3 to 4 videos every single week. Make sure you guys head to my other channels, Art for Life. You guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband Corey, and as always, the biggest thank you goes to these beautiful, wonderful Patreon members you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, besties, I love you, and I'll see you guys in the very next video.